What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the RogueMTRafter channel here on YouTube. It's been a while. Sorry about that. Had a lot of stuff going on in life. World's been crazy. A lot of working going on. Family stuff. You know how it is out there. But at any rate, it worked out perfect because there's been a few changes, and happy to get after my 1-year review. So I'm going to go ahead and just start with the boat. It's been everything that I've wanted it to be. I haven't had any problems with this boat at all. I think I got about 75 hours on it total now, and it is perfect. I mean, I literally can't think of one thing that I would change about this boat. But the way that it's set up, it's perfect the way I fish. It's super stable, it's super safe. And at the end of the day, I mean, this is exactly what I wanted it to be. There's a few changes to my build that I would have done. But, overall, I mean, this thing's dialed in. Had a few things happen to it in the last year. But, overall, haven't had to do much. I did upgrade my sonar. My previous sonar unit was a Humminbird. It was a Helix 7 Mega DI, and I started to have some pretty serious problems with it. It just wasn't working anymore, really. I've had that thing about 4 or 5 years, and I could have sent it into Humminbird and fixed it, but you know what? You only live once. Let's get this going. The Humminbird X-PLORE 9. What a beautiful unit. Night and day difference. Absolute beast of a unit. I mean, this thing is mega side imaging, mega down imaging, multi-screens, all clear as a bell. The side sweep on this is huge. I mean, it's like the detail is perfect. The settings are easy, and I don't want to get into all the features on this because it's really not about this, but just wanted to let you guys know that was one of my upgrades. You got the Anchor Soundcore speaker down there. It used to be a little work speaker, but it actually works out really good for this boat. I just attached it with some heavy duty Velcro so I can take it off if it's going to get cold out. The boat itself, we can get this thing up to about 20 if it's super nice out and I'm by myself. If I have another person in here, full tank of gas, we're not going to get on plane with a 30. So yeah, I kind of wish I would have put a 40 horse on this thing, but at the same time though, it could still be an issue with my prop gauge. I'm at a high altitude area, 5,500, 6,000 is pretty common for the lakes I'm fishing. So yeah, it can get a little weird if you don't have your prop dialed right. When I first got this motor, it had a 12 pitch prop on it, and I couldn't even get over, I don't even know, it was 13 miles an hour or something. But now we're hitting, hitting 20. I can hit like 15 with another person in it. But yeah, I've switched to a 10 pitch prop, but I'm wondering if a 9 pitch might be the answer for my altitude up here. I don't know, maybe one of you guys knows more about prop pitch than me. But yeah, the Suzuki, what a great little motor this thing is. It's really done what it's supposed to do. It starts every time, and as it should. It's a brand new motor. It's only a year old, but you could tell though that this thing's going to run a long time. After the first 20 hours, I did the maintenance stuff. I put on put new spark plugs in just for the hell of it. Did an oil change, fuel filter, oil filter, the whole nine. And that's just something I'm going to do once a year. It's just a good habit to get into. And yeah, this engine is definitely quiet. I mean, it is super quiet. It's like, in real life when you're trolling, it's half the noise of a standard trolling motor, from the years that I've seen trolling motors. So, been fishing my whole life, been on probably 20, 30 boats. Who knows? But yeah, the Scotty Downriggers. I don't know if I got a fish on or if I'm hitting bottom. probably hitting bottom. Anyways, yeah, no, the motor, no complaints whatsoever. So, Scotty products. Wow, this thing right here, that Scotty cup holder, that thing is awesome. And I use these detachable Scotty mounts, so I can take those off and put a different, you know, accessory there if I want to. But like the Scotty phone holder, that thing's awesome. The cup holder, I got a cup holder there. I got a cup holder in the back there. That's actually my piss jug, but it happens to fit just perfect in there. Even when I'm scooting, we're not even, you know, we're not even moving around. It's super tight. This thing right here, this Yeti bucket, man, I use that to keep all my junk in. I keep, like, you know, downrigger balls in there, a little garbage bag, you know, extra socks, shit like that. Up here, I've got a Railblaza rod holder. It's a 3-way rod holder, and this thing's pretty cool. Scotty didn't have anything like that was going to work for this application, and I really had a specific size that I wanted to use for this, so I could put 3 rods or 2 rods in a net on the side of the console. But anyways, Railblaza offers that, and, you know, gave it a shot. Super strong, not flimsy plastic. That's a good quality product. Up here, I put my seat. Well, it's an ice chest and a seat. It works pretty nice. For a smaller person to sit up here if they want, they can throw a seat pad on it. But, you know, obviously I just have it for my drinks and my lunch and stuff. Just trying to move around here so you guys can get a better picture of this boat from the inside. That's a Tempress, I think that it's the Pro Backs seat. But I'm kind of a bigger guy and I have a bad back. So that seat worked out great for me. Yeah, happy with it. And it's got a really nice feature on there to lock it quick. So if, you know, you decide you want to, you know, head out and you don't want your seat flopping around in the wind while you're trailering, there you go. But yeah, I mean, when I'm out fishing though, I'm only running one downrigger by myself 90% of the time, just because who the hell wants to deal with 2 downriggers? I mean, you're putting in work, especially if the lake has a lot of depth contours and stuff. All right, guys, here's another walk around out of the water. I'm still working on this. I got to figure out a way to make a better bow stop. That one didn't work out how I wanted it to, and I never gave a shit last year. By the time I needed to fix it, it was almost over, so we'll get around to it. Here's a front shot of the center console, or the steering console. Sorry about the glare. This is kind of a good video too, because you can see how I keep things secure. Make sure they're not flopping around when we're out driving around. Yeah, I've been to some dirty lakes. I gotta clean this thing. I throw a little NRS strap around that Humminbird silicone cover just to make sure it doesn't blow off. I don't want to have to buy another one of those. Just decided, shot of the console. You can kind of see how the wiring's done. Yeah, if anybody needs to know any dimensions, where I got stuff, you know, I used a couple of piano hinges on this thing. Got some diamond decking looking EVA foam for the top of that. Everything's pretty waterproofed. The bottom of this bench and the bottom of that console's got Flex Seal on it. I don't know if it's Flex Seal brand. It's another rubberized thing where I put like 4 coats on, you know, just so you never have to ever worry about it getting wet or rotting out that wood. So over time, you know, you don't want to have to replace this stuff. Till next time. All right, guys, here's my rear bench setup. There's my fuel tank. I got the 12-gallon Moeller tank. Lasts for quite a long time with this 30 horse hooked up to it. I mean, it's kind of nice, actually. I only have to gas up a couple of times a season. And if I go out to, you know, more remote lakes, I don't have to worry about running out of gas if I'm out there for 2 or 3 or 4 days. Here we go. We got the Optima. This is it's the blue and gray one. It's like a dual purpose marine battery. I think this is the big one. But yeah, I set up a couple of bus bars in there. There's my 2 Marinco plug-ins for the Downriggers. And yeah, I was like, well, I better put some bus bars in just in case I decide to add stuff on later. That way I got a rear power source. But yeah, I've got a battery tray down in there, and I just used an NRS strap to strap that Optima in. Worked out pretty good. And then on the bench itself here, I just used like 3 of these toggle style clamp deals that close the lid down. I haven't had any problems at all. I did my downrigger backers, the base backers. Everything's out of 3/4 inch plywood. I finished everything with, it's got carpet on the outside. I did these plastic corner strips, you know, just kind of make it look nice and, you know, give it a little protection. I also put 3 blocks underneath this, so if we do get water in this boat, you know, it'll flow underneath down here, so I don't have to worry about water building up. It'll just run right to the back where the bilge pump is. But yeah, the whole thing is finished with rubberized sealant on the inside and the outside, and I silicone the areas of the floor, so there'll never be any water getting in here. I don't have to worry about that, at least. But anyways, that's the rear bench. If you guys have any questions about how I built it, you know, feel free to drop a comment. Down there you can see the bilge pump, and that thing has really come in handy since I've ran this boat. I've used it like 5 times now, and I highly recommend throwing a bilge in. It'll save you all kinds of aggravation if you get water in the boat. It's just pumps right out through the transom. Drilled a hole in the transom and plumbed it, so it's super slick. Anyways, yeah, that's it for the rear bench. Leave a comment if you have any questions, guys. Here's a little video footage of what it looks like with the cover on. Bought this sealskin cover shortly after I got the boat back to, you know, all together and put on the trailer, but just a little shot of how I have it hooked up. What I really need to do is need to get a console cut out, added to this, so I can leave the windshield on, because there's going to be a grab bar going on around the windshield soon. But this will give you a little idea of what it looks like. See the back here needs to be custom fit to snap down to the transom, so it'll fully cover the tubes, that kind of thing. This lake is my favorite lake up here in Montana, but it's so dusty, so I pretty much got to leave the cover on. But anyways, I give you a little look at how I keep this thing covered. As far as inflation goes, I went with the Airbank on this one. Charged up, this thing will inflate this boat 3 times, and it's super small and super powerful, and you can set your PSI to whatever you want it to be. So mine's set to 3.5. You can see how quick it's going. Works great. Just a little view of the console inside. You guys can get an idea on how I set it up. Just try to keep everything nice and neat and orderly and out of the way, so if you have to figure out a problem, you don't have to deal with a bird's nest. And just close it up. That's that.